The pine-scented air of Cedar Ridge Estates hung heavy with the chill of an early fall evening, the kind that made you crave a fire and a whiskey. I'm Riley, a 45-year-old retired park ranger turned part-time fishing guide who'd bought a cozy log cabin in this upscale mountain community for its solitude and access to pristine trout streams. My place was a retreat tucked at the end of a gravel road with a wraparound porch and a no soliciting sign that apparently meant nothing to Karen, the HOA president whose obsession with control was about to crash into a VIP guest, none other than the state governor. It all began with a tersely worded letter slipped into my mailbox. Per HOA Regulation 8G, no unregistered guests are permitted without prior board approval. It read, signed with Karen's florid signature and a smiley face that felt like a threat. Unregistered guests? I'd hosted my old friend, Governor Tom Hargrove, for a quiet weekend of fishing, just the two of us and his security detail, who were discreetly camped in a van down the road. Tom, a down-to-earth guy I'd known since our ranger days, wanted a break from the capital's chaos. My cabin, off the HOA's radar on a semi-rural lot, was the perfect hideout. Or so I thought. Karen had been sniffing around for weeks, ever since I parked my fishing boat in the driveway, perfectly legal under my lot's zoning, but a thorn in her side. It's unsightly, she'd complained at the last HOA meeting, her pearls practically choking her. And I've heard reports of strangers coming and going from your property, Riley. I'd brushed her off, citing my deed's exemptions, but Karen wasn't one to let go. Friday night, 9:37 p.m., Tom and I were winding down after a day on the river. He was crashed out in my guest room, snoring off a long week while I sipped coffee on the porch. My security camera pinged, an SUV idling at my gate. Then came the banging, loud enough to wake a bear. "Riley, open this door." Karen's voice cut through the night, shrill and unhinged. "I know you've got unauthorized guests. This is an HOA violation." I stepped outside, floodlights snapping on. Karen stood on my porch in a quilted vest and rain boots, pounding the door with a flashlight. Her SUV was parked crookedly, blocking my drive. "Karen, it's past 9 p.m., I said, keeping my voice low. "You're trespassing. Go home." "This is official HOA business," she snapped, waving a clipboard. "I saw a strange van near your property, and I have the right to inspect for unregistered guests." She tried to peer through my window, but the curtains were drawn. "Karen, my lot's exempt from that rule," I said, showing her my phone with the deed pulled up. "And you're disturbing my guest. Leave, or I'm calling the sheriff." She laughed, a sharp, nasty sound. "Go ahead. I'll call them first." She dialed 911, claiming, "There's a suspicious individual harboring unauthorized persons at 47 Cedar Lane. I need immediate assistance." I sighed, texting Tom's security lead, Mike, a state trooper who was already en route after my camera alert. Within 10 minutes, a sheriff's cruiser rolled up, followed by Mike's unmarked van. Sheriff's Deputy Larson, a local who knew Karen's reputation, stepped out, looking weary. "What's going on, ma'am?" Karen launched into her spiel, accusing me of housing vagrants and violating HOA codes. I handed Larson my deed and explained, "My guest is a personal friend, and my property's not under full HOA jurisdiction. She's trespassing and disturbing the peace." Before Larson could respond, Mike stepped forward, flashing his state trooper badge. "Deputy, I'm with the governor's security detail. Governor Hargrove is inside, sleeping. This woman's actions are interfering with state business." Karen's jaw hit the porch. "The governor? That's ridiculous." But her bravado faltered as Tom, roused by the noise, appeared at the door in flannel pajamas, rubbing his eyes. "Riley, what's all this racket?" Larson's eyes widened. "Governor Hargrove, sir, apologies." "Ma'am," he turned to Karen, "you're on private property, making false 911 calls. That's a misdemeanor." Karen stammered, I didn't know. I'm protecting the community. Protect it somewhere else, Tom said, his voice gruff but calm. Riley's a good man, and I'm here for a lawful visit. You're out of line. Larson escorted Karen to her SUV, issuing a warning for trespassing and misuse of 911. Mike's team ran her plates, noting her history of frivolous complaints. The next HOA meeting was a bloodbath. I showed up with Mike, who presented a letter from the governor's office condemning Karen's reckless interference with state personnel. I shared my camera footage of her banging on my door, plus my deeds exemptions. Neighbors, fed up with her finding their kids' lemonade stands and non-compliant birdhouses, erupted in support. The board voted 8-0 to remove Karen as president. She tried to argue, but the governor's letter was the final nail. Her house went up for sale a week later, and whispers spread she'd moved to a condo in the city. I added a keypad lock to my gate, and Tom's promised to return for another fishing weekend without Karen's interruption. Cedar Ridge feels like the retreat I'd signed up for, and my cabin's porch is peaceful again. Just me, the pines, and the occasional trout story.